Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kangsha Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnang Bande Jagadgurum. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We salute Bhagavan Sri Krishna, the son of Vasudeva, the destroyer of the demons like Kamsa and Chanura, with the delight of the mother Jashoda, and the Guru of the world, and the Lord of the world. We salute him again and again. Om, peace, peace, peace be unto us all. So today we are on page 52 of our book, Narada's Way of Divine Love by Swami Prabhupada. And this is several verses, 5-6 verses will go on, which will define how different sages looked upon and described this devotion. How is this devotion what is this devotion? So, also it is one thing that as a student of devotion, as we are practicing devotion, how we know that we are progressing in love and devotion for God. So different verses will be said. So therefore this chapter can be said that this is the chapter which is giving the signs and examples of the supreme love as it generates in one, according to different saints and sages of Bhakti school. It is not the Jnana school, it is the Bhakti school. So in Bhakti school, as others think, as others feel, they have expressed it. What he said, in Sanskrit goes on, Tat lakshanani bacchante nana mato vedat. Tat lakshanam. Lakshanam is the sign. Of tat means that. That means the love for God. Bacchante has been expressing to the language. And why they are expressing different way? If you say ice cream, everyone knows ice cream. But if you feed ice cream everyone will express the ice cream, how sweet is that, how good is that according to one's own intellectual ability, the power to express their emotions and expressions, no? And their understanding about the thing. Three things will be necessary. We can experience the same thing, but one person who is very intelligent, he grabs much more. One person who has the expression capacity to express what he felt, that is more. So it could, or less. That is the way expression differs. So here, the tat lakshanani, that lakshana means the sign, of tat means the devotion, is bacchante, is being expressed or said here according to the division of different nana veda mata, according to the opinion, expression of different expressions. So Swami has explained here the characteristics of divine love, tat means that, have been described variously. The same love has been expressed in different sages, expressed differently in their viewpoints. Why the viewpoint changes? The item remaining the same, but they express differently, as in all the world religions. No? All the world religion talking about one God, but see how every religion says, my religion says this is my ism, this is my faith, this is my belief system, this is not, this is wrong, this is the only right path, this is the wrong path. Why people are talking about all these things? All these philosophies or ideas, spiritual ideas, were given by great people. Christ, Buddhas, Ramas, Krishnas. But why so much different? In Nana Mato Vedat, according to their, as if a viewpoint is different. Not. But they cannot express it, and each expression is different. So, the 15th verse on page 52, the first few aphorisms which have already considered, have defined characteristics of the supreme love. How? As directed towards God. How our love towards God gets characterized, the supreme love. Now in the next few aphorisms, Narada is quoting here the definition of bhakti or divine love as given by other great seers and sages. As we shall see, these definitions of bhakti shows the ways and means to attain the supreme love for God. These views are also such that you can practice that, following that path, you can grow into love. Though these definitions seem to be different, they are not actually so. Narada includes them all in order to give a complete description of the characteristics of the divine love, and he ends by harmonizing them all in his own definition. He gives the idea what the sage Parasara, he has said, what the sage Garga, one says his name is Garga, what he has said, and then whatever other philosophy, Shandilla, these are the great propounders of Bhakti school. What they said were defining Bhakti. We will read that. But Narada ultimately gave a holistic grounding of all these compacted in one verse. So these are up to verse number 24, we will go to understand these few points. So this chapter may be said that examples of divine love as the chapter head. Now, the highest truth can never be expressed in words. Simple thing. We may say why they differ in their expression. Because it is the truth when you experience, it is beyond speech. You are eating ice cream, how you enjoyed it, it is only you know. Whenever you express it, we can understand little bit. But what you have experienced, you cannot express. So realization of God or falling in love with God, all these things, though they are experiencing same thing, but expression differs. The highest truth can never be expressed in word. Ramakrishna said, the supreme truth is truth of God has never been defiled through the lips of a person. No? Ramakrishna said. That is, has never been expressed in words. The scriptures say, avang manasa gocharam. It is beyond bak, speech. Beyond mind, mana, agocharam. It is not to be perceived by the speech. You cannot say what is this. You cannot say by speaking out. That's why in the verse of the Shiva Mahimna Stotra says that, oh Shiva, Pushpadanto is the writer. He is writing that your glory is such, it cannot be described. If the Mother Saraswati herself starts writing the glory of Lord Shiva and continues to write continuously day and night on pages on the surface of the earth. Surface of the earth is how big? And Mother Saraswati takes a pen and writes on the Mother Earth, writing, hundreds and thousands of miles, millions of miles will be there, no? All the ground. No? Those are the pages. Still, Mother will not be able to finish describing you, O Lord Shiva, you are so great. It is same. O Lord, you are so great. Your language cannot be expressed. But even the Vedas and other scriptures of the world have been defiled, for they have been uttered by the lips of man. The truth, which is the truth of all truth, is only to be experienced. And when a man of God experiences that, he becomes full to the brim, as it were. He becomes silent. Huh? Now getting little. Therefore, he becomes silent. So she cannot say anything. The Thakur, Sri Ramakrishna. Experiencing that means is going to be a dead person to the outside world. Huh? They don't have any language or to express it. Yet we find that the seers and sages have drunk deep that wine of love and try to give utterances to the truth. And they speak differently. This is because they can only express an aspect of the truth. No one can say how God is, what God is, but only they can express how the truth is in their own language as much as they can. This is because they cannot express an aspect of the truth. It is only relative truth that can be expressed, and never that which is the absolute. Relative truth you can describe, no? This house is this much long, this much length and breadth, height is this much, is dome-like, it is square. Huh? You can say rectangular, its color is this. You can describe which is limited. But that love, God is infinite, His love is also infinite, unfathomable. So no one can express that idea. Even Christ and Buddha, Rama, Krishna can express themselves only from a relative standpoint. When they come down, they try to express that joy, but they cannot totally tell us what is God like, what is the intoxication. That's why the Girish's example we always give. Girish saw Ramakrishna in the intoxicating mood, and he then was curious. What type of wine Ramakrishna has drunk, which makes him so much absorbed. And he said that I have drunk so much, and still he does not leave wine bottle in his armpit, both armpits. And then he said, I drank, but I didn't get that intoxication. How you get it? Then what Ramakrishna said? I don't drink ordinary drinks. I only am steeped into the name of Mother, Divine Mother. So similarly, Srimati, Radharani, intoxicated in the consciousness of Krishna, she's so absorbed, samadhi, still. And so you go to their next generation, say, what is called that, saints, future saints of Vaishnava literature, Sri Chaitanya, intoxicated, full of bliss, but they try to express, no one can express that. So hence sometimes they may differ in their expressions. They are not contradictory, but supplementary. To give an illustration, suppose you want to take a photograph of the sun, and they are given the example, the sun. You take a picture from where you stand, then you go nearer to the sun and take pictures from there, and you go nearer and take pictures continuously from different distances. Then you can compare these pictures. When you compare these pictures, what you find? They are all different, looks different. They do not appear to be the same. But nevertheless, they are the true pictures of the same sun. That's why our scripture says, truth is one, and the sages call it variously. So this is wonderfully expressed here. While I'll read the other book, which is very elaborate and a little differently. The same truth, same idea, expressing that. Verse number 15. What it says, this is my Swami Tyagishananda, the other book. It is little in scholarly, more scholarly, and bringing so many ideas together here. So in this verse, he explains it. In this and the succeeding aphorisms of Narada, he gives us a few description of bhakti, as is given by the writers who have preceded Narada, and shows how his own view is complete than that of them. This verse explains the impossibility of describing this ineffable experience as well as the inevitability of differences in view the moment one tries to bring it down to the level of thought. This is point why people don't understand it in different religion. When you experience the truth and it is indefinable, when it comes into the level of our human expression, it will be different. You may express differently, I will experience differently. So this are to be accepted, and all such description must inevitably fall short of the actual truth. Whoever expresses that truth, you will understand it is incomplete. Because if you say so, then your experience and you are one. In the experience level, your ego dies. Your mind dies. So when you come down only to the ego and mind level, then you can express. Therefore, what can actually be observed, described, are only the external marks of the constitution of the expression of your experience, subjective experience. Description is an intellectual process, and therefore the quality and perfection of the description must depend on three things. One, the capacity for correct observation. Second, clear analysis. And third point is adequate expression. That means understand. Anything happening, how carefully, first quality is the how you have the capacity for correct observation. Are your eyes clear? Are your mind focused? Or I am looking at and disturb. Or I am looking at mindfully, totally concentrated. That's one point. Second point, can you analyze clearly, sharp enough, what is the pure joy, what is the pure bliss? That's why second point is the clear analysis. And not only that you have experienced, but you have the capability to express yourself. Among the actors and actresses, who are the best actors? Those who can express their feeling. If they are playing in the role of a warrior, they fight in such a way, we see exactly as if really someone is killing someone, in a brutal way. They become one with that. Similarly, you have the capacity to express. Vivekananda expressed Vedanta, and we are also expressing Vedanta. Is there any parallel? That because capacity to express is different. First point, that perception and on the capacity for correct observation is different. Clear analysis is different, and adequate expression is different. Therefore, thus those who are predominantly intellectual, two minds are not same. Therefore, people of different, why then so many viewpoints of religion has come. Even in devotion school, go to the Christianity. Same Christian, Christ is the same source of all Christianity. Bible is their source. But how many divisions in Christianity? More than 200 divisions are there in Christianity itself. Is it bad? No. Vedanta will say it is good, because it gives different perspective of the same realization. You are not to take a sword in hand and go and kill others because you are having different opinion. That's the beauty of spirituality, genuine spirituality. Yeah, there will be differences of opinion. It is natural. Accept that. That's a viewpoint. It's a viewpoint. And we just heard Prabhupada Swami has given the idea. What is that? You take the picture of the same sun. Swami Vivekananda's actually description given in his lecture, and take different pictures and move towards the sun. Each will be different. But is it not the picture of the sun? Yeah. So this is the point. A difference to be accepted. So those who are predominantly intellectual people in outlook must necessarily give an intellectual coloring when they express it. Swami Vivekananda or some great speakers, those who express themselves the same Vedanta, no? Sarva Priyananda expresses this, Swami Sarva Priyananda expresses Vedanta. What the book, psychology, this, that. Some other will be expressing that with sometimes neuroscience, these. These are different expressions. So truth they are trying to express the one. Vivekananda also did that. Rishi Aurobindo also did that. So many great saints, what you call Ramana Maharshi expresses that truth. But are they all language same? No, it is different. But the truth is different? No, truth is one. And everyone's expression is little different, and it should be. So those who have the intellectual mind, they will express this intellectually. And then those with the emotional bent, they are bound to describe it in terms of emotion. Look at that Sri Chaitanya. Look at that feeling of Sri Ram, in singing and dancing. It is an expression through devotion. No? And those who are of a dynamic temperament must view it from an ethical standpoint. They say, do good to the world, this, that. In fact, it is only such characteristics of the perfect man as are appealing to one's own mind. Thus, in Bhagavad, differences in description need not therefore be interpreted as pointing to differences. People make a mistake. Difference of opinion. Now there is no difference in the truth. Expression is only different. So here he is giving quotation. This book has given 12 suggestions how you can feel that how different everyone sages are talking about the same bhakti, but how their expression are so different. Thus in Bhagavat, Maitreya says, in bhakti consists, what is that? He says the bhakti consists in the mind naturally settling upon the highest truth, the root of all existence as well as of senses. So Bhagavat in one point, there is a chapter, third volume, here he says Maitreya, he is saying that bhakti consists in the mind naturally settling upon the highest truth. That mind which is settled down in God gradually, that is called bhakti. And that is the root of all existence as well as the senses. Kapila, again, another sage he is talking about, describes it, the bhakti, is as uninterrupted thought flow towards God, seated in the heart of all creatures, towards God, seated in the heart of all creatures, like the flow of waters of the Ganges towards the ocean. So, another view, another opinion. Third opinion has mentioned that a Prahlada praying that love which is undiscriminating have for the objects of the senses be turned into bhakti by being directed towards God. So Prahlada said that bhakti, that love which unintelligent people have for the world and worldly things, O Lord, let that devotion may come into my life and saturate my heart. So uninterrupted flow of thought, flow of one-pointed attention and inclination is called love. Narada Pancharatra, Devi Bhagavat says, we read, and as oil poured from one vessel to the another falls in an unbroken stream, so when the mind in an unbroken stream thinks about the Lord, we have what is called supreme love. See, the core message is all are saying the same thing. Your mind should go to God. Someone is giving the example, a stream of oil pouring, so that as uninterrupted flow, that is called devotion. Someone already said that mind naturally settling upon the highest truth. The first one, Maitreya says. Kopila says that uninterrupted thought flow. Language is different. It is a thought flow. And here he's saying unbroken mind flowing. Idea is the same, but expressions are all different. Then a Devi Bhagavat, oil poured through. Then Narada Pancharatra, where places the service of the Lord of Indriyas through the Indriyas without being clouded by upadhis and purified by being directed towards Him. And in another place of the same work, the author describes love is an uninterrupted, intermittent stream of thought based on the love of God without attachment for anything else. That means, same idea, your mind is not attracted to anything of the world, and it is detached from everything, but it is attached to God in such a way it flows unintermittently. That means continuously. Shankara describes it in the Viveka Chudamani, what he says, as constant thought on the real nature of oneself. Vedanta says, your love for yourself will be continuously flowing, thinking that I am the Atman, nothing else. And says that in Sivananda Lahari verse, that we have bhakti when the thought approach the feet of the Lord and stick to them permanently. Shankara's language is also poetic. Your love, bhakti is when you are attaining bhakti, that when the thoughts approach the feet of the Lord, you are as if thought is a personality. It goes and touches the feet of the Lord. And when one touches, does not want to come out of it. As the Lord and sticks to that permanently. That means your mind sticks to God permanently. As the seed approaches the ankola tree, an iron needle attaches to the magnet, a virtuous wife attaches to her husband, or a creeper attaches to a tree. So these are the examples. How one's love goes and gets the feet of the Lord and gets clung there. It does not want to come out. That is called devotion. See, they're trying to express in different language, but what they're saying, the devotion, is that uninterrupted flow of thought in God. That is the only thing has been expressed. Ramanuja, in the Sri Bhasya, here says, it identifies bhakti with loving meditation. Bhakti is an incessant flow of love preceded by the knowledge that God is possessed of unequaled, unsurpassed, infinite, auspicious qualities which exceeds one's love to oneself, one's relations and one's belongings, which is not retarded or shaken by thousand troubles and difficulties. That is the definition by Ramanuja. Your love will not be shaken because you are in adversity or you are in some problem. Love is so deep. Ramanuja describing that love, even you love your own self, this body, you love much more than that. Then Sandila, in the Bhakti Mimamsa, he describes bhakti, what is bhakti? As a supreme love of God. And Swapneswara, another, in commenting on the sutra says, this love results from the realization of the greatness of the Lord. Bhakti Rasayana, another text, he says, It is an uninterrupted flow of thought towards God, whose form is indelibly impressed upon the heart, which has melted in God. Beautiful. Your heart has melted in God. Your heart is no more heart. Your heart has been like, when they make a ornament, they put into the mold. They put into the mold. That object you want to put into the mold, it should be a fluid, liquid. No, it solid piece of things, gold nuggets if you get, it will not take the shape. So you have to melt it. So your heart should melt in such a way that it goes and takes the shape of the Lord and nothing else. Your ego, you personality, everything is gone. You are fluid. And your mind goes and takes the shape of the Lord only. What a beautiful description. Bhakti Rasa Amrita Sindhu. Rupa Goswami describes it is a constant enjoyment of God, unobstructed by desire for anything else. It will be not obstructed. This love will not be pulled by some other thing. We have already heard from, given the example of a magnet and the piece of iron. You become a piece of iron, God becomes the magnet. You have no power to get out. It will pull you and take you. When you are free from, Ramakrishna gave the example, when the needle is filled with mud, there is a magnet, it does not attract you. But when the mud is clean, the needle will be here and magnet is closed, it will pull. God is the magnet and the individual person is a needle. And needle is free from all the other negativities. It is not with covered with clay or mud or other impurities. Mind is free, pure, by japa, meditation, prayer, all these things. So Rupa Goswami says, describe it as in constant enjoyment. This love, God's love is so joyful. Why do we not find that joy? We meditate, we pray. Okay, I sat and came out. But why there is no joy? He says, it is a constant enjoyment of God, unobstructed by any desire. Mind will not run for anything else. It is so much joy. Where he will go to find any such parallel? Anything else? And unclouded by jnana or karma. There will be no intellectualism. I will analyze God. God is like this. He is not the body, not the mind. I am this waking state witness, this, that. Divide all these things. Those are gone. Throw away. That was necessary to prepare the mind. Then the mind is getting sucked into God. Then where is your jnana? And you have to do karma, selfless karma, do something to this charitable activity. That also will fall back. So the only love, love, love. Jamuna Acharya speaks about the vision of God as para bhakti. He defines what is supreme love. What is that? Union with Him and parajnana, the supreme knowledge, and fear of separation from Him as parabhakti. Here there will be no fear of separation even. In devotion there is a fear of separation because duality is there. But that duality will start with that. It will be there. But it will come to a point there is no more separation. It is all one. That's why in the play of Krishna's play, it's called the divine play of Krishna. They sing that songs. Ramakrishna used to sing that songs also. It's called that bhakti will be such that there will be separation. But every singing of the kirtan or bhajan starts with separation. Oh Krishna, where are you? Please come. I cannot bear with this separation. and crying and weeping and sobbing and running and trying to find here and there and there. And then when they end, they say you have to make Radha Krishna join together. That means that last is merging into one where there is no separation. So this separation is sometimes painful, but bhaktas say this is not really no pain because your heart is full of Lord, thinking of Lord. So these are here what we got it simply that there will be different opinions. Though experience is the same, your expressions will be different. And don't fight for that. That is the greatness of genuine spirituality. All the spiritual people who in the name of God fight, this scripture is saying that is not genuine. Ramakrishna said, you come into the garden, mango grove, just eat mango. Why you are fighting? Someone says it has come from this plant and this is the brought by somebody, planted by that year. You are going into this, what you call the subsidiary things, useless things of religion. Go to the depth, love God. That's the Sufis. The Sufi mystics, when they get totally absorbed, see, their intoxication. Saint John of the Cross, if you have read his works, you will find it is all this attraction for God, this burning feeling for the separation from God, and that is expressed in every language. If those readings are done parallelly, it will be a wonderful mix. How in Christian religion also the mystics have experienced that same type of parabhakti state, Saint John of the Cross. But people misunderstood that because that is not much followed. But in India there are bhakti school. Huge number of followers are there. But they are also to understand this, that there will be difference in expression. And for that reason, you need not have to fight. Rather, love God. Now, these are the different opinions. The first verse, so verse number 15, says, Tat lakshanani, its lakshana is signs, or bachante is expressed, nana mato vedat, according to diverse types of mata, the doctrines. Because the doctrines differ. Why doctrine? That we discussed. Because a perception, you need some capacity. How intelligent you are to understand. Your brain is so clear. How you can express that experience. And how you can absorb into it. How much concentratedly you can absorb in it. So now let us go to the opinion of Parasar. There is a sage who is called Parasara. Parasara was the father of Vyasa. Who is Vyasa, you know, Vyasadev? Vyasadev, his birthday we call Guru Purnima. The day Vyasa was born, that is called the Guru's Guru. The Guru of the Guru. So his birthday. That's why all our gurus, our respect for our gurus, we celebrate in our order on the day of Guru Purnima. And his father, Guru Vyasa, you know, he is the compiler of what? Vedas, compiler of the 4 Vedas. He is the composer of what? Bhagavat, where all the story of Krishna and all these 13 cantos are there. And he is the Mahabharata. Mahabharata. And also he is the Chatussutri. Vyasa Sutra. It is called Vyasa Sutra. It is called what? Brahma Sutra. Brahma Sutra or Vyasa Sutra. that is composed by Puranas are Mahabharata and Bhagavad, they are the Puranas. All other Puranas I do not know, given to the credit of Vyasa or not. That means that brilliant brain who has created all these things, his father's name was Parasar, the sage Parasar. When once we are going to the Himalayas, and that time we are traveling to Gangotri, Gomukh. Gomukh means that place where the origin of the Ganga. And 14 kilometers come down, then it is called Gangotri. Much easier. Then you can go down to the plain land, no? So we are going in our car, 4 or 5 people were together, and the driver forced us. He was driving very fast. When the road is very rough, we are crying out, "Oh my God, stop, slow down, slow down. Car is coming, so much gorge is there." But when the road is very nice and the views is so good, and he is slowed down to 20 miles, 25 miles. And what is happening? It is evening is coming. So much we will be lost in the middle of the road. Where shall we stay? He didn't listen. As much as I pounded on him, he didn't listen anything. He went in his 20 miles, 25 miles. Other time he was going on 65 miles in that very risky road. I couldn't understand his philosophy. But God was gracious. So what happened, we went there and he stopped in a place where it is totally, almost it is dark. Afternoon to dark. And when dark, we cannot go anywhere. In the high mountain driving is risky at the night time, no? So, and we found that there is a grocery shop and there you can purchase something and bill. And then anyhow what to do? You'll have to live there, either in the car or somewhere. And suddenly we saw that some temple above. So we went and we heard it is Parasar's birthplace. Parasar, not birthplace. Parasar Rishi used to meditate there and do austerities and practice there. Oh my God, what a great opportunity to come to a holy land unexpectedly. Forced. That was Ma Ganga's wish probably. Yeah. And there is a called hot spring. Such altitude. Only another 2 hours drive from there was the Gangotri, where the car stops. You cannot go further with the car. Anyhow, he could have managed this 2 hours, not 2, I'm wrong. It may be half an hour, 45 minutes drive. But anyhow, so we are stuck there. And we saw the place of austerity of this Parasar sage. And he used to go and take a dip in the Mother Ganga. It's freezing cold. And we cannot touch that Ganga water, so cold there. And he used to take a dip and then come for sitting for meditation. So by his yogic power, the people say that he has created a hot spring behind his back so that his body becomes warm. In the high altitude, where the hot spring comes, God knows. Anyhow, we stayed there that night. It was a wonderful experience. That is not the birthplace, the place of sadhana, spiritual practice of this Parasar. How he says? He says, Parasarja. Parasarja means son of this sage Parasar. Parasar says his son. Who is the son? Vyasa. Yes. So, Pujadishu Anuraga iti Parasarja. This Parasarja means Parasar Rishi's son. That means Vyasa. What he said? That bhakti is defined as Puja Adishu Anuraga. Puja means worship, bhajan, singing, all the rituals. Puja, etc. Raga means attachment. When I find someone feeling more inclined to attend the puja, to attend bhajan, to do pluck flowers for God, making sandal paste for God, you know he is generating love for God, otherwise why he will do that? So he defined puja adisu raga, anuraga, deep love for performing such ritualistic service to the Lord. That is a sign that this person is going in love for God. Otherwise, why he will take trouble to go to the garden to pluck the flowers and wash them and clean them and then sandal paste and then this paraphernalia of the puja and then put the vessels and then do some mantras and fasting till not, some people fast until the puja is over, something like that. So this indicates his devotion is growing. So Vyasa, son of Parasara, defines bhakti as devotion to acts of worship and the like. That is he defined. Vyasa said that if you defines bhakti as devotion, devotion in what? To acts of worship. Don't think worship is a very lower category of thing. It gives a taste of your emotion. Some may do as a frustrating job. And to do the puja, again flower plucking, again sandal paste, again doing that, every day the same thing. Then the wicks are to be prepared and then that is to be dipped into and waving like that. What is this? But no, he finds I am doing for God, no? That means that love for God is coming. And that is the view of Vyasa. So Swami explains here, Vyasa is well known as the compiler of the Vedas and the Puranas, the revealed and auxiliary scriptures in India. In his definition of bhakti, he lays stress on worship. Worship such acts as will keep our mind fixed on God. Worship does not mean to forget God and pluck the flowers. But when you are plucking the flower, you know this flower will go at the feet of Ramakrishna. This flower will go at the feet of Holy Mother. This will go for Lord Ganesha. So when you are doing that, your mind is tuned to that worship. And that is a sign of your bhakti. Otherwise, why will you do that? In this definition of bhakti, he lays stress on worship. Worship includes, what is worship? It includes rituals. We do the rituals. And it with the offering of flowers, fruits, water, light, incense, and all these things. It also includes mental worship. In the puja when you do, you will learn that when you do the puja external, before that you do mental worship. You think that in my heart the Lord is seated here, tangibly. I am washing his feet. Sahasra. There are mantras. Hit padmam asanam dadyat. Sahasraro achyutamrita. Think in your mind. Hit padmam, your lotus of the heart, is the seat. The Lord is seated there. Beautiful description. And sahasraro achyutamrita. Here from the head of the lotus, there are amrita, nectar-like thing is dripping, 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 and washing his feet. And you are wiping his feet. What an emotion it creates, no? The Lord's feet is being washed. It is clean. You are putting the cloth. What is the cloth? The space is the cloth. It's so big. No cloth you can find a cloth for God. The whole space is this cloth. Like that. Manastu argang, give a flower offering with bell leaf and with the rice, etc. It is argha. What is the argha? You give your mind as argha at the feet of the Lord. Like that. That's the mental worship. And then, say, it is also included mental worship as well as japa. You do. After that, you see, in middle you will find they do japa. These are all doing mentally. And then you, from mind, you bring it out. Oh Lord, I have done mental worship. Now come, please come, and outside I will give you sweets. I will feed you rasagulla. I will feed you some nuts. I will feed you some, that's why give good food. Don't give only nuts and things which he cannot chew. So give it, so it is all love. We bring the food, plate, see how devotionally we bring it and offer it to the Lord. And why? They said, Lord, please have it. Because he has come out from yourself and you are putting God there. So all this routine work is going on. Your mind is totally circulated in the Lord's presence and Lord's service. See what the grand science of growing devotion in. So all these kinds of worship help one to keep the mind fixed in God. Before I go further, let me tell you what my master taught me in this connection. Master means Swami Brahmananda. Once I was arranging a basket of flowers in Maharaja's room. He entered the room and inquired if I had offered some flowers for worship in the shrine. I answered no. And I thought to myself that the shrine merely contains a photograph, a picture. As most of you think. When you come, do you think that Sri Ramakrishna is sitting here? Well, no, yes, Ramakrishna, what a photograph. If you think he is present, then your all actions will be very restrained, no? The Lord of the universe is sitting over here. Vivekananda is sitting over here. Think that man Vivekananda. Can you just in front of him do ha 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 hoo? Or Brahmananda sitting here. Ganesha is sitting here. Ma Durga is sitting here. Ma Kali is sitting here. My God, all the hosts of divine entities are all sitting over here. And can you come here without awe or feeling anything? But we come and see it's a photograph. So he said, I thought mentally, flower offering is like giving some to the photo. He seemed to read my mind, Brahmananda Maharaj. He read the mind of Prabhupada and thought and asked me, do you think there is nothing in this shrine but a picture? I replied rather nervously, yes. Yes, I felt like it is a picture. I said, yes. Then he asked me if I had ever done any external ritual worship. Did you do any external puja ritual? I said, no, because I don't believe in it. I believe it is a photograph. Most of the people, they will idol worship. That's why they say we are worshipping idol, not knowing the spirit. So he said, I don't believe in it. Then my master did not try to convince me by argument of the efficacy of ritualistic worship. He simply said, I am asking you to do it. I replied, I will obey you. Then when I started to do the worship, after only 3 days, I was convinced of the truth as taught in the Bhagavad Gita. What? What is the Bhagavad Gita said? That whatever man gives me in true devotion, fruit or water, a leaf or a flower, I will accept it. That gift is love, his heart's dedication. I will accept that. And he says, Prabhupada Swami says, I must confess that I offered the worship not with any true devotion, but rather mechanically. Yet my Guru and the Lord convinced me in their mysterious ways that he accepted what I offered. Because Maharaj was there, Brahmananda was there, therefore that experience came and he was. But even we don't feel, but really, if people sometimes say, no, today Sri Ramakrishna's picture is a little bright, no? It looks so fresh. Not all the days. Those days you have your devotion, you will see Sri Ramakrishna smiling. Other days, he's sitting like a dark face. That means it is a mind, reflection of our mind. When the mind is pure and true devotion, You will feel this. However, I must also point out that my master did not ask everyone of his disciples to perform the ritual worship. Not Brahmananda Maharaj said everyone to do that. He taught each disciple differently according to each one's temperament. Ritualistic worship is great aid. It's a methodology, no? It is a aids, help in fixing one's mind and heart in God. If one learns the ritualism of the Hindus, one can find in it a practical way to learn through devotion to see God or Brahman and Atman as the self, as one. It is called Brahman Atman, you call it Ramakrishna, you call it Christ, you call it Buddha. There is saying, be a god to worship a god. No? Deva bhutva devam jajet. That's the Sanskrit word. You become first godlike. That's why you take a shower, use a fresh cloth, then you purify yourself, purify your body, purify your mind. Think that your fingers are correct or purified, your eyes are purified, ears are purified. All this the pujaris do every day. They're touching here, touching there, touching there. What they're doing? Purify, purify, purify. This is pure, 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 pure. The whole body from toe to your head and your heart, you are all pure. And now you invoke the Lord of purity. You bring a big person, a very important person. Don't bring him in a dusty corner of your room. You don't take him. You take to a place clean. Prepare the place where you are invoking God. That's why he said, don't call, we call God, come, 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 and he does not come. People say, oh, I call him and he does not come. He does not come is not the truth. He comes. But he is dirty. He cannot come and sit there. If you ask me to go somewhere full of filth and put a chair there, you sit here, you come to me. Will you go? Anyone of us? So God also cannot come. So clean the mind. So it is called purity of the. So we'll read the next day, because time is already up. I didn't notice 5 minutes here. Not 5 minutes, it is almost time. But we'll read it again. The main point is that external worship, don't look down upon external worship. It is a means of attaining love and wisdom for God. If one has faith and believes God exists, how important is it to pray, meditate, etc.? Faith, how the faith will come, how our belief will be true, genuine belief. No? To get what you are saying, our question is that if one has faith and believes God exists, then what is the need of your prayer, meditation? No? Your question is to be analyzed very critically. You cannot have faith, you cannot have devotion to God unless your mind is pure. That purity will come to you by prayer and meditation, by japa. Mind must be made pure. Then faith will come. But his mind is not clear. The sun is there, as we are walking and watching in few days. You don't see the sun. Daytime, noon, midday sun, you don't see the sun. So the question of that seeing needs the preparation, the cleanliness. So therefore, japa, meditation, prayer are the necessary thing to give us convincing idea God is there. Our God is there is nothing. If God is there, why you become worried? If you know God is everything, God does everything, why do you say, oh, COVID is killing us? Why are you talking about that? If you have faith in God, it is God's play, God is doing. Who are you? You cannot say anything. So that's why we should be watchful, that really to have genuine love to grow in us, we must have to have practice of prayer, meditation, japa, and that will purify the heart. Then our conviction, our faith will be grounded on strong ground. Then Swami Vivekananda said, if the whole world comes with a sword in hand to kill you, you will not be afraid. You know the truth is truth. So that conviction will come. Our faith is very flimsy. I love God. If some disaster come, I forget that moment, or everything gone. Or any health disaster, or any loss of money, or anything comes, then we are totally lost. So that is the point. It is the separate idea to bring those conviction and unfaltering love, that this practice of meditation, japa, etc. necessary. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Swami.
Jai Ma, Jai Ma. So we'll meet you again. What time? At 7:30 p.m. today. And the book will be Nectar on Supreme Knowledge. Nectar of Supreme Knowledge. Thank you all. Mother bless you all. Jai Ma. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ram Krishna